Hello folks, this is Steve AB4EL. There's something I want to check out in here. I was reading an article about a furniture chain. Oh, I can see it now. Going out of business. And as a matter of fact, I was talking with somebody yesterday in Franklinville, and he said, oh, yeah, that store's got a going out of business sign right up front. Now, the article I read, which I'll cut to after this, I couldn't make out clearly whether it was going to close the store here in Asheboro. So this is 6 o'clock traffic. Let's see if they'll give me an arrow sometime. Looks like he's going to stop. Do I get the arrow? Do I get the arrow? Oh, the cross traffic gets it. Am I going to get the arrow? I got the arrow. Okay, now, when I first came to this area around 10 years ago, see, I keep wondering when this AutoZone store is going to close. I never see anybody here for business. There's another AutoZone. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not recommending anything. All right, there's a sign there. Nobody's behind me. Nothing held back. It looks like they're already closed. It's dark. Hang on. Hang on. All right, that is a truck that I've seen parked. Yeah, it's Badcock Home Furniture and More. And we're talking about the one right here on Dixie. Now, you see that Walker Shoes and Apparel? Months ago, I showed you where they were tearing down their old place a little further down the road, and they moved into a store here. They've been around for a long time. When I first came to this area, I actually shopped in this store here several times. But then, for the most part, they didn't have what, I did regular. When you move to some place, what you're looking for may be a little different than once you get settled in. Entire store, 40 to 60% off, going out of business, store-wide sale, store closing. Look up top, you can see going out of business. Nothing held back. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Tell you what I'm going to do. To me, it looks like it's already empty. Hang on. What I'm going to do isn't going to disturb anybody. You've just seen that there's almost nobody in the parking lot. Hang on. I set the foot brake. Hang on. Okay, two things. Some of those signs, right down the bottom, it says store-wide sale, but down the bottom it says some exceptions apply. Entire store 40 to 60% off, and then down the bottom it says some exceptions apply. The stuff is still in there. The lights are not on. I could see one person way at the back. This building is very deep. I would say that the building is somewhere between 80 and 100 feet deep. So it's a big store. Now what I read was, now they are owned by another corporate name brand. They were bought when they were in bankruptcy problem. I think I read that correctly. And I was wondering if these were going to, this store was also going to be, because that bigger company is just, they're going. And it's kind of, a lot of that's happening, right? And that's a home furnishings thing, not just couches, everything you can think of. I saw it in there. And you remember here, Klausner, last year or earlier this year, suddenly just closed. The bank wouldn't extend any more credit to them. Bang, gone, closed all their plants. Didn't even tell anybody ahead of time, supposedly. Surprise closing. This is a short-term notice, and I don't know. Now, the final thing is, I'm looking at it. Is there going to be a certain number of days that they open up and that's when the sale's going to begin? Or what? I don't know. But I was just reading about this the day before yesterday, and when I happened to mention it to somebody I was talking with yesterday, he said, oh yeah, there's a going out of business sale sign out there. So I decided to take a look. Steve AB4EL, always nosy, saying see you in 73. Oh, folks, this is an addendum. You may hear the traffic. Got the window open. End of summer. I was thinking, you know, when I looked in the window yesterday, they probably have limited hours. As a matter of fact, when I was doing a little bit of online research, the actual website for them said hours of any store varies by the location, and you have to call them to find out what they are. So I said I saw somebody in the back, but otherwise the lights were turned off. And when I got home, I realized, hey, it was after 6 o'clock. They're going out of business. They're not going to be there open like Walmart until 11 p.m. This is their Facebook page for, see it down there? Badcock. Did you hear him try to burn rubber? Badcock Home Furnishing and More of Asheboro. Now, apparently that's the store number 739. And it's saying it, going out of business sale, at least 50% up to 70% off everything. And then in the mouse type it says, limited exclusions apply, all sales are final. Now, speaking of the Asheboro store, I'm not promoting anything, they're going out of business. Friendly reminder, our spring into savings sale is finally here. Stop by our store to draw an extra special discount now through April 8th. The more you spend, the more you... See? Friendly reminder, stop by our store on December 7th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. to draw a mystery discount from Santa's magical hat during our exclusive 'Twas the Night Before Christmas sale. So I asked Google search to help me a little bit. Badcock going out of business sale. Yes, Badcock. Now you see, this is the AI overview. See, they're really pushing this crap. Yes, Badcock Home Furnishing and More is going out of business. See, they're talking to me. And is offering a liquidation sale with discounts up to 50%. Let's see if they get 70%. Some items. See, you can't even trust a computer anymore. Too smart for its own pants. We used to say that when we were, the teachers used to say that about us when we were kids in elementary school. The furniture chain announced the sale after its parent company, this is what I meant, what I talked about yesterday, Conn's Home Plus, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in July 2024. And then it says, here's some more detail. Here's some details about it going out of business sale. Then you can say show more. Badcock is closing all 380 of its stores across the United States. 380, but you notice that the number here is, I thought that would be the store number. Maybe it's the store number in the greater empire of which it is a store history. Badcock was founded in 1904 and was based in Mulberry, Florida. And then it says the parent company, I'm just reading what the AI genius thinks I should know. But they over here on the right, Panama City News Herald, that's their source, which is probably close. Do you think their headquarters is still in Mulberry? I never heard of Mulberry. Then this one is WMBF News. And then this one here is, oh, we'll go to this one, the New York Post. Conn's parent company, Conn's Home Plus, a Texas-based, well, that's not Mulberry, Florida, furniture retailer acquired Badcock in December 2023. Conn's bankruptcy, they filed for Chapter 11 in July, and Conn itself plans to close more than 70 of its stores, which probably means not all of them. Now, see, that's what confused me. Did they buy Badcock? Why did they buy Badcock like a year ago? Was Badcock like very profitable and that was going to save them? I mean, I don't know. You see, you look at some of these things and you wonder what was the thinking and who was doing it? What was the legal and financial strategy? You know, filing for bankruptcy is a legal strategy and a financial one. Now remember, I'm an idiot. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about on any specialized topic whatsoever. So anyway, New York Post. Now, I want to show you. You'll see that some of it is purpled. You see? Now the article is longer than that, but what they're doing is the AI was quoting a certain thing from the New York Post article. And then they've set it up so that if you go to the link to where they got it from, yes, you get the whole article, but you get the specific thing that the genius AI was specifically picking out as being most germane, informative, and you're just so stupid, you should have found this yourself. A 120-year-old furniture chain will close all 380 of its stores after its parent company filed for bankruptcy. The latest brick and mortar, that's a key phrase. Amazon is brick and mortar means you can drive there and walk in the front door. Amazon has distribution warehouses like in Whitsett up near the airport near Greensboro, but that's not a walk in the front door place. Badcock, the latest brick and mortar business to buckle from the high overhead costs and massive debt. And you saw that I just published a video about what's happening with Walgreens in Ramsur, and that next week they're going to be closed for a day while they take the pharmacy stuff and move it across the street to the new runt-size business location, which will be presumably almost exclusively pharmacy and none of that other stuff. Now, let me just say this. I didn't show it to you. If I go to Fayetteville Street, there's another home furnishing store with a physical location, square footage, easily as large as Badcock. It's not like, in a certain sense, Walmart is a one-of-a-kind in Asheboro. It was a one-of-a-kind up the road in Liberty, and like 2 years ago they closed that location, meaning that people in Liberty who are in our county either have to come down to Asheboro if they want to shop at the Walmart brick and mortar location, or go to Burlington or something. That Liberty and that area, I'm going to guess, couldn't support it. But on the other hand, I don't see them making any motion that just 10 miles north of us at Randleman that they're going to close that one. So it all you understand? So I wanted to show you something. Up here, you know, my mind wanders. Let me show you something. See, this is the computer genius part of me. View, font. Let's make it 24. That's good enough. Yeah. New York Post, 2024-08-01, business, major furniture chain, Badcock to close its stores after. Now, after that slash, you see this special like this. And what the next is text equals, and then it gives the computer understands where the beginning point in the article is and the ending point, that they should purple highlight it. It's part of the API of the Chromium browser, which is also Chrome browser and Edge browser, and I'll show you what I mean. If I start Edge, and I put the exact same URL in, because this is based on Chromium open source, my guess is that it will show the same purple highlighting in exactly the same place, because it's specially coded and the code knows how to do it. Pardon my wandering. I can't help it. So if you're irritated by that and you know what's going on, you can just get rid of that part, hit enter, and you get the article again, but all that nasty crayoning on it is gone. Got it? So I'm interested in one more thing. I'm going to take this and ask the this is their homepage of the company that bought the Badcock store chain a year ago and some. And oh, I hadn't come to this site before. Oh, this is interesting. Conn's Home Plus. Conn's Home Plus Houston open until 9:30 p.m. And right there on that page, they're saying everything must go. 50 to 70% off. Store-wide and site-wide and in-store. So they must have stuff out in the yard or the warehouse behind. That's possible. Discount applied in cart. That may be if you order it online. Limited exclusions. All sales final. And about us, hang on. At Conn's Home Plus, we believe everyone deserves a home they love. Okay. Fast facts. Conn's Home Plus operates over 170 stores in 15 states across the southern U.S. We have over 4,000 employees. We were founded more than 130 years ago as a small plumbing and heating company in Beaumont, Texas. Now that's Conn's, that's not Badcock. And our headquarters is just outside of Houston. Okay, now wait a minute. So I'm going to go back. I'm exploring. Let's try the blog. Information to know before you buy a TV. March 11th, 2023. They haven't been keeping up with the blog. That's around the time they bought Badcock. Now I'm going to try one more thing. Now I want to see if there's a Wikipedia. Conn's Wikipedia is an American home furnished mattress. Okay. Started in 1890 as a plumbing and heating company. News. Oh, that's something else. It's not up to date. In July, pardon me. Wait a minute. Oh, this is interesting. By the 2000s, the chain historically based in Beaumont expanded, Beaumont, Texas. Then it says, Conn's Incorporated became a publicly traded company on November 25th, 2003. So a little more than 20 years ago. So it was privately held, and they decided to issue stock and become a... It sold 4.6 million shares in initial public offering and traded on the NASDAQ. CONN is the symbol. Okay, now, see that's November 25th, 2003. Next paragraph, December 2023, 20 years later, Conn's acquired Badcock Home Furnishing more from the franchise group, bringing the overall store count to around 500 stores from other brands. In July 2024, a few months back, Conn's warned it may file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection within the coming weeks, blaming inflation and a decline in sales as part of the decision. Now wait a minute. I haven't read this before. This is going to answer potentially the question in my mind, why did they buy Badcock a year ago? The company also blamed its purchase in Badcock as the result of mass losses and struggles. Well, no, wait a minute. The company also blamed its purchase in Badcock, or of Badcock, as a result of mass losses and struggles. Now, hang on. Bloomberg. Now, they won't be... Retailer Conn's Mo's bankruptcy filing amid sales decline. Hang on one second. Let's see if I can beat them. No, it won't let me do it. Okay. I don't subscribe, so there's nothing I can do. On July 23, 2024, Conn's announced it would close up to 106 stores across the Conn's and Badcock brands. 71 Conn's stores and 36 Badcock stores are set to close by the end of summer 2024. Okay, that means that amongst the Badcock stores selected to first be liquidated, ours in Asheboro is one of them. That doesn't mean they're all closing at the same time. It means there's a beginning lot of them, and the one in Asheboro is one of them. I didn't know that. That same day, Conn's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in Texas, listing assets of their assets and liabilities between $1 billion and $10 billion. The next day, on the 24th of July, it was reported that Conn's was in process of winding down and closing all of its nearly 600 Conn's and Badcock locations, with liquidation sales expected to be complete by October 31st, 2024. So if I were going to be liquidating that many stores, I would be doing it in stages. Think about it. Because they're going to have to manage the books. Just think about that. They're going to have to manage the credit. Now, what do I mean? All sales are final. I buy a highly discounted couch. I get it home. 30 days later, it breaks. I used a credit card. Can I tell my credit card to go and do something for me? Do I have, or is it, no, all sales are final. That's it. You're taking your chance. That's why you're not paying the, quote, full price. On August 1st, 2024, that's a month and a week ago, about, Conn's received a notice from NASDAQ stating that their stock will be delisted. Okay, so that you can't buy their stock anymore, which makes sense. Now, I'm not promoting anything. I'm really interested in what's going on in the economy, and why not look at some of the things that are happening right around you that are more in a context of what you might be able to understand. Because for one thing, I'm not surprised that Badcock is being liquidated. Never mind Conn's. I'm not surprised that it was up for sale to somebody. Notice they don't mention how much it was sold for. Why am I not surprised? Because I've been here for quite a long time, and I go in shopping, and there's a place I shop, Lowe's Foods, and to shop at Lowe's Foods, I have to drive by Badcock, and it's right there. And I never see anybody in the parking lot in front of that store. And I notice, just as I think I said in the beginning segment of this, when I pulled in, I made a comment about the automobile parts store, which is right next door. I don't see either of those over the last, and the one that moved from having their old place torn down and they're in the new one, Walker's, I don't see many people parked there. And then it's Enterprise, and there's another wholesaler kind of place for jobbers that doesn't count. And then there's Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I can't tell about that. I don't know. But I'm talking about those retail stores. You're driving by, I look at them every time I drive by, and there's almost nobody ever parked in the parking lot. Where are their customers? Is this a surprise? Is this a surprise? Not to me. Based on driving by for the last, no surprise at all. And I can compare it to when I first came to the Asheboro area, and as I said in the first segment, I used to go to that store for certain things. And there were cars in the parking lot. Steve A. before you. Now remember, I'm just an idiot running my mouth. I'm just thinking out loud. Do I know anything about law, financing? I don't know anything. I'm an idiot. But I have eyes. Steve A. before you. Just having fun. Saying see you in 73.